Doobie don't snooze, it's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through, but I'm break.
Yeah. Once again, we back. This is Parlay with us. You got me, Mr. Beans. You got Stony Cook. You got Sean Doe. Hustle Stacks is taking a break today. He got the weather thing still going down in the Tampa, Florida area. Man, they getting another storm, another hurricane. It looks like, I don't know the name of it or the category, but it's hitting them up again, man. Shout out to T, man. Hope everything goes safe. I know he's good, but he's just trying to prep to make sure you got to stay ahead of that type of stuff. You can't just.
My sister down there too. Prayers up.
And shout out to your sister Doe. That bless them, man, and hopefully that they stay safe, man. Just prep and be safe. That's it. You know what I mean? And if they tell you get out, get out.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
with that
being
real
said, quick, man. This I know this is football. This baseball game is out of control, man. This New York Philly game is crazy. That's all I have to say.
Back and forth. Who's up now?
They tied it. Top of the ninth, they tied it. New York. Crazy.
They was down then.
They were down 4. Yeah, it's just going back and forth.
And
You're gonna hear, man.
Wow.
Even if you don't like baseball, it's one of those games you're like, damn.
Yeah, they battling, man. I mean, if they beat Philly, I might look for them to come out that National League, man. You might have to look at them.
Yeah, you might. But yeah, we digress. My bad.
No, that's cool. No, that's cool, man.
This is sports
anyway.
It's still sports.
This is still sports, man. I know
we want to get to what we gotta get to.
I know we're in the NFL season, and this is sports. We got to talk about everything sports. So if it's baseball, and like I said, if baseball is not really. I know it's not really my thing. I know you and Cook probably got more insight on baseball than I would, or probably watch it and observe it a little bit more than I do. So yeah, if there's any hot takes on it, you guys got to put that out there for sure.
I got a nice little parlay going because of that last inning. So
we're gonna talk.
Me, man. I'm a gambler, man. I love.
Same here, man.
We're gonna talk about that.
I love all
sports. on that as well.
So yeah, with that being said, man, we're looking at NFL week number 5, man. We on week number 5 review and preview of a few games to come tonight, tomorrow. And we're gonna talk about some good games, some marquee matchup games today that happened, even though we wasn't on Thursdays to give you guys our marquee matchups of the week. We still gonna talk about some good marquee matchup games that happened today. And we still going, and hey, you're gonna be parlaying with us here on Parlay with Us, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook people. So please don't forget, man, like and subscribe, man. Hit that thumbs up button when you see this, man, and when you join in, engage with us when you jump into the live and stuff like that. We appreciate it. We love the engagement and the banter. So with that being said, man, let's get started with this week number 5. I don't want to share my screen just yet because I just want us to get talking and get started with the elephant in the room.
Oh, definitely.
So let's get started with the elephant in the room. This is a Boston's-based podcast. We are representing the Beantown, as you can see. We represent the Patriots, Boston Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, the whole 9, right? So with that being said, we got to talk about the Patriots and how they look today. And I wish Stacks was here because I know he'll have his famous word, looking like dog shit. And,
right.
That'll come out of him real quick. And certain points of the game, let's get it started. At certain points, hold on real quick. So the score end up being, what was the score again, guys?
15-10.
15-10. With opportunities in the fourth quarter, multiple opportunities in the fourth quarter towards the end to kind of like seal the game with the win, go up by 2-1, whatever it would have been at the time. They, and so not for nothing, you know, not to say that Jacoby didn't try that callback touchdown, you know,
Yeah, that was tough.
that was tough.
It's
I
the
thought
rule.
You
the
know,
fact that he had his toe in,
the rule, but that
yeah,
was
because
tough.
his back foot hit. I thought because he had his toe in, he was good.
Yeah,
But I think if his toe would have came in and then he would have hopped out, that would have counted. It would have counted.
Yeah.
But the fact that the heel hit the white chalk,
Right.
it was
Right.
ruled out.
right, right. At one point that was like you heard the whole crowd cheering. Everybody went off. You thought that was the game winner. They sealed it, but that wasn't the case. You know, the dice didn't roll in their favor today. And you know, me personally, I watched this game today off and on. I was watching this game, listening to it in my truck, watching the game or whatever, jumping in and out. And there was parts in this game I didn't like. The way the play calling was horrible.
Yeah, the play calls.
Horrible.
Brutal.
Even though we still have evidence of bad offensive line play. Jacoby shouldn't be on his back all the time like that. And some of it's on Jacoby too.
Some of it's on him. Some of it's on him.
He's not
Today
getting
you
rid of
see
the
it.
ball fast
He's
enough.
not getting rid of the ball.
He's not getting rid of the ball. He's holding, he's patting,
He's holding the ball too long, man.
Yes,
just get rid of
I
it.
agree.
If there's nothing there, throw the ball into the damn stands. You know, do something. Throw it at the feet at someone, you know, who's on your team. Throw it at the feet of the running back or something like that. Do something different. Don't give all of these damn sacks is getting annoying to me because a lot of it is starting to, you know, the blame it's an all-around blame is looking like to me right now. Like the offensive line, Jacoby, it just looks like where's the scheme to protect him? All of that, like, you know, I don't know what's going on. And not saying that he, you know, we'll have a deeper record, a better record if the offensive line was better. But yes, some of the play is on him. Some of it is on play calling, which is the offensive coordinator and Van Pelt. You know, he I don't know. At the end of the game, now you want to add some spice to the play calling.
Yeah.
And
the thing
what's that
is,
about?
this is what kills me. If you don't, I'm not saying they don't care what their record is. I don't want to say that. They're professionals and jobs are on the line. But obviously you're not playing Drake May, right? So why are you being conservative if you know you're not going to the Super Bowl? We could all agree on that.
Right.
Just don't throw caution to the wind when you have a guy coming in here that's only going to be here for 1 year. So why are you being conservative? You being conservative is actually putting that gentleman in more danger because you run the ball, you don't play action because you can't do that with the line. I get it, but you're not doing bubble screens. You did two. You did one to Bourne, and I think you did one to Crook or Bees to the what's his name? Douglas. There you go.
Douglas. Yeah, Douglas. He was active today.
He was active. You could protect him that way. The line is not. I'm not going to sit here and gaslight you, and I mean the fans or whoever's watching and say the Patriots offensive line is good because it's not. But that being said, man, Jacoby is not doing his part to mask that. You can see in other cities they do it. You know what I mean? Other quarterbacks do it. And real quick, there's not a lot of good lines in the NFL, fellas, if you really watch all these games like I do. I've been watching since 9 o'clock this morning. The Jets line ain't good, ain't great. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these lines ain't good, but you have Washington's line was great and not that great. But when you have a guy that can run around and get rid of the ball, it just helps you when the Beans and Crook, we all agree, you hit it on the head with the play calling. What is this guy calling? Some fucking high school, Army, Navy, wing T bullshit? Like what is he calling?
I think they're not playing situational football. I mean, we could go back to the Seattle game. Towards the end, we had the ball, I think, to kick the field goal. And Jacoby, I don't know what he was thinking at the end. They got knocked out of field goal range.
Oh, yeah, he took that.
Any other kick? I mean, a good veteran kicker or a good kicker probably would have made that, but that was a little too far.
Too far.
For the rookie kicker we have. So every play that they ran on that possession, talking about the Seattle game, they should have tried to get plus plays to get them closer. Fast forward. Now we're here in the Miami game. Same thing. I mean, we got the ball, we're leading. They kind of pinned back, but the first two plays they threw it. Giving Miami better field position because if you guys don't make that first down, you're gonna punt the ball back in your side of the field, and you're not gonna be able to pin Miami. Miami's gonna get good field position because the punt ain't gonna punt it that far. So they lucked out on that, but they lucked out on that possession because I think Miami,
one possession. Yeah,
I think Miami the snap. It was a bad snap.
Snap. But I think it was a good snap, but he knew it was going to get blocked. I think
he just didn't catch it. But here we go again with another opportunity. We just don't capitalize on these opportunities that we get, these turnovers or a missed snap. We're not capitalizing on these opportunities, and the games are coming down to those situations, those key plays. That's what this game came down to. It came down to that possession, that key play, because Miami got the ball back because we couldn't do nothing with it, and that's when they scored.
And he calls it in a weird way too. It feels like he calls the game backwards. Now, I'm not an NFL play caller. I have none, but I watch a lot of NFL. It's like when he runs when he's supposed to pass. He passed when he's supposed to run. I'm looking at this dude. No, I'm like, are we trying to lose on purpose? In the management, at the clock management, at the end of these games, I mean, at the end of these halves, it's brutal, man.
It's bad. It's just bad.
And honestly, man, and I hate to say this because I know he's a friend of the show. He ain't been on our show, and I'm rooting for Mayo, man. But either he needs to take more charge of the situation, go to the office and talk to Kraft and say, listen, I need to have more say in this. Because and I'm not even talking about the quarterback situation as far as putting Drake May in the game. I'm talking about what plays are they calling? Do I need to take the play calling from this guy and give it to someone else? Like, what are we doing? They do it all the time.
I really think that's the problem, the play calling. And I'm not certain. Who knows? I mean, people could probably say, "Oh, what do you know? You're not no OC. I don't never seen you coach no team or anything like that." But facts of the matter is that if it ain't working, bro, like you should be able to improvise and basically, like you said, how could I say this? Play to your strengths, my dude.
But real quick, I'm gonna make a point that I'm gonna
play to your
back off of what Crook said about situational football. Real quick, this is very easy. We've been watching this game for so long. This is not. You don't have to be an OC to see this. I know it was the probability of us winning was 1 out of 99%, but even at the end of the game, in Mark saying, shout out to him. He's actually not bad at commentating. You know what he said? He said that they baited Jacoby into throwing that in the middle of the field. Wouldn't you go on before that drive starts, Van Pelt, every throw on that drive should have been to the sidelines until you got into the 30-yard line.
Right.
That wasn't even a fucking that is, to me, that was, I don't know if they're gonna talk about that. That was inept. That was inept. That's a rookie, high school. This is what you come on, Crook. Beans, come on, man. We know
they didn't even deserve that. They didn't even deserve to have that chance to win, believe it or not. Because they shouldn't have gotten that situation. They shouldn't have gotten that situation. Had they played these situations the right way, I'm not going to say we would have won, but it would have been a lot tighter than what it was.
It was a winnable game.
It was good for the clock. We spoke earlier. It was a winnable game.
It was hard to watch. Definitely.
It hurts because I was really excited. Even if we won 4 or 5 games, and Stoney, I don't want to keep saying Stoney, but he made a lot of good points coming up to this show about what. And I thought he was Stoney. I was going to actually text the text group. I used to think about it. What are we building towards? Right? It's the culture we're building. It's not even just the penalties. It's just like I feel like no one. like I feel like no one on that sideline knows what they're doing, bro. Like, and that's as a fan, as bad as Bill was, and whatever Bill did as far as roster wise, going into a game, I knew situationally, not every time, he was human, even if he was the greatest coach of all time. We would never be embarrassed like by a situation as far as clock management. I'm not saying that he had a good seasons the last 3 seasons, fellas. I'm not trying to say that he had good play calls. I'm just saying as far as the basic lining on sides. Hunter Henry, you've been in this league 10 years.
Fundamentals.
You're lining up in the neutral zone when we're running down to try to win the game, and it's my bad. Jacoby Brissett, you're patting the ball 3 or 4 times on a bubble screen. Jalen Pope, I gotta give him a break, fellas. He's a rookie, but there's a few plays he could have made that he left on the field, but it's just
he's coming around.
What up, Diggs? What up, Diggs?
I can't get on him.
What up, Diggs? Let me say
what I'm hoping for though is that we try to build something this year, whether we're going through these lumps. Hopefully we can build something that we could add to go into next season.
For sure.
So we got to build some type of identity. We got to build something that we can go into next season and add to it and become something. What are we gonna be? You know, are we gonna be a nice running offense that, you know, do a lot of run plays with the receivers, or are we gonna be deep threat? What type of team are we gonna be? What type of identity are we gonna have? So hopefully this team could build something and bring it into the next season.
It just scares me though.
It'll be a learning curve this year.
Before we move on, let me say a shout out to one of the. This is a first time, let's say, participant in our show, from the Twitch platform. What up, Diggs BTW?
It was good.
Shout out to Diggs BTW1. Thanks
welcome, my brother. Welcome, my brother.
With us and chilling, listening to us talk about sports and give you some gems on betting and things like that and parlay. So stay tuned, watch the show. We just talking, we now getting it in, talking about our favorite team, our hometown team, the New England Patriots, and the discuss that we're having with them right now. So if you're now joining in on the show or typing in on the show, we're going over the Patriots loss and, you know, the growing pains that we've been going through for these last how many games? 4 games, 5 games, guys?
The last 4 games.
Last 4 games. 4 games. So, you know, stay tuned with us, man. Diggs, you know, like and subscribe us, man. Subscribe with us on Twitch. You know, follow us on Twitch. We do this every Sunday and Thursday. We give you guys all sports and entertainment content and banter. So with that being said, let's move on, man. The Patriots lost 15-10. They tried. I think they tried. It was a decent game. Ramondre Stevens again ran hard. He almost got hurt.
Looked like he got hit.
You've seen some of the receivers trying to join in.
He came back though.
Yeah, he came back. He came back.
Okay.
Yeah, he came back. Yeah, he came back. Yeah, he came back. You've seen some of the receivers out there joining in, getting some run, poke. Everybody's trying to fight hard. Douglas, you know, which is a good sign to see that these receivers ain't like just loafing off on these plays.
I don't think real quick. The one good thing I could say, even though they penalties, this and that, they were fighting as a team. Like that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they was fighting as a team. You didn't see no give up.
Yeah, they weren't. It just they ain't talented.
It's not talent. There you go.
And they're not well
talent. Yeah. Remember when Bill, just real quick when Bill used to go through this was when he first took over the Patriots, when he had a couple of losing. Remember when he was like, oh, you know, remember it was something about the talent, and he knew he had to try to get the talent that he had to play to their best potential. And I think that's what Gerard got right now. He has to get the talent that he has to play to the best of their potential until they can add some real dangerous weapons. You know what I mean? You got the guy out there in Oakland wanting out, and it's public that he wants out. You know what I mean? I know we probably Devontae Adams. I know we probably
he's too old, too much.
I know we don't want to pay that type of money or whatever he might be asking.
He won't come here. It won't be a good situation.
It won't be a good situation.
I know it won't be. But you know, like I said, we got to probably shop better groceries.
We need weapons, basically.
Yeah, we just need some more weapons next year. So let's move on. I'm gonna go down the slate real quick. Let me hold on a second, guys. Let me share the screen real quick and let me just pull this up.
We had a game this morning too. The Jets and
Vikings.
Vikings.
It was a good game.
I didn't get to watch it.
Oh, what was that? Was that overseas, guys? Like,
it was in London, man. It was in
London.
Neil.
Wow, it was out there in London. It was on where?
Tottenham Stadium.
It was in Tottenham Stadium.
Oh,
wow, that's cool, man. I'm surprised I didn't get to. I forgot about that this morning. I would have watched that. So that game was this morning. You say, right? Vikings. How come I don't see?
Yeah, I got up early, took a nap, and got back. I go to work at. I don't work
Vikings Jets. So yeah, well, did y'all get to see any of that?
I did. I watched the whole game.
Early, I wasn't.
Yeah, you watched the whole game?
Yeah.
So real quick, I'll just go through it, man. If you guys are paying attention, once again, this is Parlay with Us, man. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Share this with all your different friends and peoples in the social media world out there. This is Mr. Beans. We got Stony Cook. We got Hustle. Sean Doe. Hustle Stacks is on. He's on a day off today. So with that being said, man, with this Jets Vikings game, the Vikings end up taking care of the Jets 23-17. The Jets end up with a record of 2-3. The Vikings are 5-0, guys. That's sleeper type of let's say 5-0. Nobody probably was looking at the Vikings to be dominant like that, but they
Darnold. Shout out to Sam Darnold, man.
Sam Darnold. Yeah, shout out to Darnold.
His career around, man.
Exactly. Yeah. His career got changed. Rodgers ended up with 29 for 54, 244, and 2 TDs. Let me see. Garrett Wilson had 13 receptions for 101 yards, 1 TD. Let me go into the box scores with them. Let's see what's going on. Sam Darnold ended up with 179.
He didn't have a great game. He started off hot, but
he didn't have a good game.
I mean, the Jets got a tough defense, man. They secondary, if it's not the best in the league, it's up there, man.
Jones got hurt.
They got a great defense.
Out of that 179, your boy Justin Jefferson ended up with 92 of it. So go
a hard fought 92.
Yeah, it was
Let me tell you, because a lot of people picked his yards under because they thought he was gonna have some issues with secondary.
60. I had him at 60.
Yeah, so man, shout out to him, man. That guy, man. I think he has to be right now. He has to be the best.
Oh, he's definitely the
league.
I don't even know why people put Tyreek.
Stacks was right about that. Stacks was right about that.
Yes, he has to be the best right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Tyreek Hill, he's fading off a little bit.
Let's go to some other earlier games today. Let's see what another earlier game today.
No, it was a good game.
That Ravens Bengals. That Ravens Bengals. That was a
Ravens Bengals. I was about to go to that Ravens.
I watched that game. That game was crazy. I watched that one.
Boy, your boy Burrow was balling, but he lost. My boy Burrow ended up with. I hope I start. No, I didn't. I started Stroud, but my boy Burrow ended up with. He was 30 for 39.
Yeah, he went
off.
He went off.
395
TDs. He went off. Let's see the box.
Let me tell you.
Let's see the
There was bad play calling for them too. Bad play calling for them down the stretch. They got a turnover. They ran the ball. They should have got closer. To get that field goal, and they missed.
Finally went off. Higgins 2 TDs, almost 83 yards, 9 receptions. Chase 193, 2 TDs. Those boys finally came up and woke up. So that's crazy.
They're gonna be a team to be reckoned with. That's just. I mean, I'm surprised they won.
It's a 1-3 start though. It's a 1-3 start.
They'll wake up. They'll wake up. They'll be that. They'll be that dangerous team. That dangerous team comes end of the year, especially if they make it into the playoffs.
Even if they don't make the playoffs, they're gonna hurt someone's families at the end of the year.
That's how
they are.
You're right. I feel that.
They are.
But Lamar had a great game himself. 26, 42, 348.
But you know what? He's learning how to win.
He's learning
how to win.
Lamar.
Be careful. He's learning how to win these crunch time, because that's what he was lacking. He's a great in-game quarterback, but when it comes to like that crunch time to come back, game winner, drive to win the game, he had a lot of problems, and he's starting to learn how to like win those type of games. So he's definitely
Hey,
stepping
he
it
spread
up.
the ball around today, man. He spread the ball around today. He's showing up there. Everybody, a lot of people had some good had catches. Yeah, he spread the ball around, throwing the ball around. I mean, you know, this is an interesting game. I'm surprised I didn't get a chance to watch this game. I mean, 41-38. You could tell it came down to the field goal. So, man, that was another nail biter. It looked like. So I would consider that a marquee game that happened this week. The Vikings-Jets game was a marquee game that happened this week, if we want to talk marquee. So next game, real quick. I'm gonna throw this out there real quick. Besides going, I was gonna go to this, but stop me if y'all want to stop me if anything y'all see. Are the Commanders serious, man? Are these
they for real? They for real.
All right, so I had to stop there. I just wanted to ask you guys a question. Cleveland Browns. Now, with this being said, let me ask you this question. 34-13. Is Deshaun Watson done?
Yes.
Yes, he's been. What are we doing?
Yes, he's
No, I just want to know. I just want to know.
He's done. They're just gonna have to win.
I'm not saying that towards you, Beans. I'm saying
not,
that just in general. I'm not saying that towards you, Beans. He is fucking done.
He don't want to wake. Do he not want to wake up? Or what is it? What,
he looks worse. Honestly, he looked worse than Brissett out there today. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. He's just not playing well. He's not getting the ball where he's supposed to be.
He's disengaged.
I don't know what happened. I want to say the way he left Houston, I think mentally it had an effect on him.
Something.
Because I don't know how a guy that good, that talented, you talking about a MVP candidate, you know, when he was with Houston. I mean, this guy was a monster at quarterback, scrambling.
He was a monster off the field too. That's
right.
The thing.
But I don't know what happened. I don't think a guy could fall off the cliff that fast.
But
without something in the mental. He has something mental.
That's what I'm saying. That you could only take so much, and he brought it upon himself. So I'm not trying to give him a pass on this, but what I'm saying is he was already banished from the media went in on him. Like I said, he deserved whatever he deserved. And some people could take it and thrive, and some people can't. And I don't think he's hurt. It's not a physical thing.
Nah, I don't think he's hurt. It's a mental thing.
It's a mental thing.
It's a mental thing.
He missed. I watched the game. He missed Jerry Jeudy. It was like, I'm telling you, bro. I thought it was like watching Jacoby Brissett out there. I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking with you. I think Jacoby had a better game than him today. I'm dead ass, bro. Like,
but look at this, listen, this dude, I don't know. I'm just not gonna look at this kid Daniels, man. Look at this kid Daniels. 11 carries for 82 yards 82 yards, no TD, but 11 carries for 82 yards. He was the leading rusher on the team. This kid is a dual threat. He's gonna be dangerous. Washington do look good. We're seeing a little bit of the highlights of his running ability. This kid, man, that's where Deshaun Watson was years ago. Like, what, dude? You're watching dudes on the other sideline, a young, a kid that's where you was not too long ago, actually, displaying the same kind of skills that you have, and you can't shake the rut. I feel bad for him, and then he made a big. He put it this way. He robbed him. Go ahead. That's what happened. He robbed him. You see what I'm saying? That's all I can say. He knew what he was doing.
He's good though. He got his bag.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by robbing.
Some people get their bag and don't care either.
He got the money and he ran. He got the money and he ran.
Get their bag and don't care.
You can't fault him for that because they offered it to him.
No, for sure. No,
he can't turn it down.
I'm not faulting him at all.
Even thought they had something.
So let's go one more. Let me go to another game that I think that was kind of interesting that I noticed that
shame on Cleveland. Shame on Cleveland. Shame on them.
Yeah, shame on Cleveland. Next interesting game I want to talk about real quick. I was just scrolling. I just seen it real quick.
But the Jaguars Indianapolis game was
that's the
lit.
game I was.
That was crazy too. I mean,
the Jags,
Jaguars, if they would have messed that up, oh man, I think the coach would have been gone.
The D coordinator would have got fired if they lost that game.
Get out of here.
He would have got fired.
Oh yeah, he would have gotten fired.
He would have got fired.
Let's see the box. Let me see the box.
This team was up by 2 possessions.
And he was calling. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a coach.
How the hell Indianapolis had time to even score those touchdowns? That's why I'm like, there was something missing.
He was like playing prevent defense at the end of the game. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Man, I saw that score. I looked back. I saw
Joe Flacco's balling, man. Joe Flacco's 33, 44, 359, 3 TDs, no INTs, average of 8.
He's been doing that.
He's a good backup, but he just cannot sustain it. He can't sustain it. That showed last year in the playoffs. I mean, he got murdered last year.
Right. Trevor Lawrence had a decent game too. 28 for 30.
Oh no, he had a great game.
He had a good game, 2 TDs. He had 1 INT, but still, like his QBR was almost 80, passer rating 119. He just needs to wake up. Another player that needs to wake up. But yeah, they squeaked by. Jacksonville beat Indianapolis. They squeaked by. A good game today. Another game that I was looking at that Seattle. What happened in
I didn't get to see that game.
What happened in
watching the baseball game?
There's a couple of upsets today.
Geno Smith, that's an upset. Geno Smith was looking good. And that was at a home game. That was a home game for Seattle. I don't know what happened at the end.
I think they didn't match up well with the Giants. Giants, they got a good front. They kept Geno Smith in check. Geno Smith just couldn't go off. He couldn't get off. You know, I mean, the Giants, they did a great job, man. They secondary and they offense. Surprisingly, Daniel Jones, he balled today, man. He was missing Neighbors. I mean, Neighbors is in concussion protocol. So shout out to the Giants.
I didn't get to see that.
That was their best guy, their best threat, and he was out. And they still pulled it off
on the road. 34, 257, 2 TDs. On the road, Darius Slayton was the guy with the receptions, 8 receptions for 120.
T. Tracy got busy on the floor. I mean, Seattle couldn't stop the run game, so it's.
Tyrone Chase got busy, 18 carries for 129. Yeah.
What was what's his name's numbers? Metcalf.
DK ended up with 4 catches for 55 yards, no TDs.
Yeah, they contain him. They doubled him.
I had him at 50. I was on point today. I've been on point this afternoon.
So yeah, that was I was surprised to see that the Giants took care of the Seahawks at home. To me, that was an upset.
Big upset. No, there's 2 of them. I mean, there's another one too that happened late as well.
Is that the San Fran
Cardinals and 49ers? Yeah.
I was about to talk about that, but let's get into that real quick. Cardinals 49ers. That looked like it was a good game today, man. I wish they had that on TV today. It wasn't on TV. Was it on TV?
No. Well, I got the red zone. But
you got the red zone. Yeah, I got to get that red zone.
The Packers and Rams took that spot.
I'm gonna give Crookers.
The Packers and Rams on Fox took that spot. Okay,
we gotta start giving each other flowers when we write, man. Crook made a great point at the beginning of the year about San Francisco. I'm not saying it was not an upset, but I don't really think it was an upset, bro. Because if you think about it, San Francisco hasn't played good all year, and Crook called it, and I piggybacked on it. When you play deep into the season, the brand of football they play the last 4 years.
Yes,
you are not going to. I'm sorry. This season, I know they got injuries. I know McCaffrey's out, but just overall, the holdout, the brand of football they play, the kick is getting hurt, pulling hamstrings and shit.
Yeah,
you can't run. It's like I don't know if you guys watch the WNBA. I started watching this year, but it's like the Vegas team. They were gonna try to go 3-peat. It's hard to do that when you play a
hard, man.
lot of games. I
You're
know
paying
it's a
extra
different
games.
sport, but
Yeah, you're paying
I
those
agree
extra
with Crook
games.
when he said it week 1, bro. I'm telling you, San Francisco, the way they're playing is not a surprise to me. This record, you can even go back, listen to the show. Me and Crook were saying this at the beginning of the year about how we're not sold on San Francisco making a deep run because they keep making deep runs. It's not their fault. I'm not saying losing the first round, but the way they play,
or even make the playoffs. Or even I might look into that. I might look into
they might not, and I might.
That's plus money. That's plus money. If you bet them to miss the playoffs, you're gonna. That's a good.
Bro, listen,
it's a good value bet.
That was a great point by
look,
you.
Deebo Samuel's had 1 reception for 11 yards.
Because he's always, bro. He's hurt. He's beat up.
Yeah,
he's beat up.
Yeah,
you got George Kittle beat up. George Kittle's a great player. Blocks. He had a good. What do you have? 8 receptions today. Good. 12 targets, 8 receptions. TD.
Yep.
He might be out next week. I don't know. I don't wish injury on anybody, but he blocks. He's a good blocker. He's
a great blocker. I mean, his receiving is declining a little bit. He's not part of that what you say, like he's not part of that receiving package like that. They use him, but he's not part of that package. They're going more to Ayuk. Kind of took his spot, his targets.
Yeah, today.
But Ayuk, he's off to a slow start this year. I blame him. I think holding out or whatever.
He held out.
So. Ayuk is not.
Debo, and I love Debo, tough player. He running back, receiver. You think you're gonna do that in the NFL for 3-4 years in a row? Come on. Listen.
Oh, with that being said, Kyler Murray, man, he's another enigma to me. I don't know for some reason he had a decent game today. It wasn't decent. He didn't go over 200 yards. So if you're a quarterback, ain't throwing over 200. Kyler Murray, he didn't throw over 200 today. I could
he
go
didn't
back.
have to.
I could go back to the stage on that. He had
ran the ball
19 for 30, 195.
That's a good game. That's a good game. You know why?
Wow.
He had 83 rushing yards. That's
83 yards on the ground, and a lot of those yards.
Oh, see, I didn't look at that. Yes, 7 carries for 83 yards. Yeah. And Riz Park, you right, Crook. A lot of that's for first downs.
First downs, man. They play San Fran like you're supposed to play them. The way you're gonna beat San Fran is to keep the offense off the field and try to wear out that defense as much as you can by running the ball and running plays where your first down play you get a good chunk of yards, whether it's 6 or 7. So like that, you don't got to work hard to get that extra 3 yards to get the first down. But that's the key of being San Francisco, keeping that defense out on the field and letting that offense stay on the bench.
True. And right now their offense is beat up. So
their
defense. So let me see. Let me go back. One last game we're going to talk about before I jump out of this here. Last game we could talk about. I can say. Oh well, let's talk about 2 games. Shiz. Though you're gonna kind of like have to. Are you eating any words right now when it comes to Denver Broncos and Sean Payton?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna.
Not yet.
No, I'm not gonna. Nah. And you want to. And you want to know what though? You want to know what a good thing is that, and I'm not, like I said, he's the head coach, so you got to give him credit. Credit's due, but he didn't get rid of his defensive coordinator. Their defense is what's really doing what they putting them where they have to be put.
Yes.
The quarterback to me is just he's a rookie. He's doing what he has to do.
I'll figure it out.
It's too early. Like and for me, it's not even that. Of course, he's a good coach. I just think when you put these guys into the stratosphere, I'm not saying you did okra. We're putting these guys in the stratosphere with 1 Super Bowl, and all I'm saying was you can't make Russell the scapegoat. Sometimes you got to take the bumps, the good with the bad when you're that coach. I just felt like they put it all on Russ. I'm not saying
No,
Russ is a good
I'm
quarterback.
totally with you with that. I feel like they did.
But I
put it
just
all
don't.
on Russ.
I just think it's too early. 3-2 though. But the defense is stupendous. Give that defense.
Yeah, the defense. They had a hell of a game against the Jets last week.
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to that defense. They held that. They held it down last week, and they needed it. If it wasn't for that defense, they don't win that game. And
let's keep it real. The Raiders ain't a good team.
The defense was a little shaky to their standards. The Broncos. The Raiders came in. Their first couple of possessions, they scored.
But you know what that was about? I think that was about them playing for their coach, because right now with Devontae Adams wanting out, see, we hear all locally mutinies and all that shit. This team's going through what we're going through.
Oh yeah, the Raiders are going through something right now.
They're going through some shit there.
Yeah,
you know,
they are.
And like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from Peyton or the Broncos. I just think it's too. When they start playing, did they play Kansas City yet?
I'm gonna look right now.
Did they play Chargers yet?
No, I don't think so.
I
don't think they paid KC or the Chargers yet.
And I'm really not a big believer in the Chargers.
They haven't played any divisional teams.
And to be fair, I'm not a big believer in the Chargers either. But
no, me either. They need to get healthy.
Yeah, they definitely need to get healthy. And they're gonna need
the last game.
But to the original question, Beans, is still early though. To your original question,
okay.
But I give them props. I'll give it. If they keep going out, good. You know, good draft pick and good system. But right now, I'm not gonna. You know, but my bad. Go ahead.
Texans, no, that's fine. The Texans squeaked out a win today, 23-20.
That was another good game. I watched that whole game. Well, most of it.
Great game.
Stroud, he's the dude. One thing I could say, man, we watched a lot of rookies come out in our lifetime.
Damn, Arden was 9 for 30. Damn, I didn't know.
Yeah, we have a lot of rookies. Think about it. This kid from last year, man. I don't know, man. Like, why and that's where I understand what you're talking about when you're saying play Drake May. But I think Houston had it more set up for Stroud to succeed than what we got going on right now.
Oh, for sure.
But this kid looks like he's a vet already, man. Kid look good. I don't care what nobody say. He had a couple up and down games for the beginning of this season, but
I don't think anybody says anything bad about him, to be fair, though, Beans. I don't think anybody questions CJ Stroud. I don't think anybody questions.
He's a great player, man. He
great player, man.
Since day one, I don't think
the ball over.
Since day one, man. Great player, man. Josh Allen had a bad day today, 9 for 30.
Damn, I didn't know he was 9 for 30, bro.
9 for 30, man.
I wonder if he wants to take back what he said about his.
Well, he was missing his receiver today. He was missing Khalil Shakir. That was one of his main guys.
No, for sure. But what I'm saying is, this is what they were when you say certain things. And he's a competitor. He's a great player. So I'm not going to take anything away from Josh Allen. But when you said that, the locker room's better basically without Stephon Diggs, that's all good and fine. You have to be able to play with people that you don't get along with. And I'm not even saying Stephon Diggs wanted to be there, but this is the thing about the culture of what you're going to build going forward. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a guy, you need these guys that are divas on your team to be good in this league, man. I hate to say it, man. But them years of Bill Belichick and everybody tug the same line and everybody go to McDonald's together after the game, that's not what it is. You might have a guy go over here, a guy go over there. You might have a guy believe in this and believe in that. But at the end of the day, you need talent, man. Yeah. And I feel as though when you try to get rid of, and I'm not blaming Buffalo for that. I guess they had to get rid of him when he wanted to leave.
Yeah, he had to go. He had to go, though.
But you have to replace that with another top guy, though. I'm sorry.
They tried
can't have Tupac Shakur. No disrespect to Tupac, but you can't have Shakur as your number one receiver, because when he goes down, and they did the same thing to McKenzie. They thought he was expendable. And he ended up leaving. Not that he's blowing.
That's right. And McKenzie used to catch the rock for them. Like,
but see, this is what I'm saying. When you keep
during Brady days.
Gabe Davis, you can't just get rid of
Davis,
and think it's gonna be okay. And when they were winning at the beginning of the year, I told, not on the show, I don't want to cap, but I was telling people, I still don't think Buffalo. they surprising me right now.
I think a couple of us on the
don't
show.
sleep on them.
We all
No. I'm not saying they done on the water crook. What I'm saying is I didn't think they were gonna run away with the division. What people were saying, I'm saying it's still early in the year. Like you don't have the weapons you had. I'm sorry, you can't get rid of Gabe Davis and Diggs and think you're gonna replace him with Shakur and a rookie receiver who's talented, but he's still a rookie, and he's not a rookie like Neighbors or even the kid from Jacksonville, Thomas, or the other kid of Doomsday. He's a rookie. He's a good player, but he's not one of those type of receivers, in my opinion, that could just come in and plug and play. He might be good as the year goes on, but not like an instant boom. He's gonna catch. You know what I'm trying to say? So
right. Definitely make an impact.
I'm not saying they're not gonna make the playoffs. Quick. What I'm saying is the way people thought they were just gonna dominate without Gabe Davis. And
dominate at least dominate the AFC East.
Yeah, like that's not.
It just comes. You know, at the end of the day, it comes down to the financials. I mean, they couldn't come to an agreement with a number. They couldn't sign them. Steph Diggs was more of a personal thing, locker room thing.
No, that was personal. Yeah, I'm saying just bringing in someone else
performing either. But Gabe wanted some money, and I don't think they didn't want to give him that money.
Oh, well.
That's what it came down to. I don't
that's
think
going to hurt them later in the year. I still think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
They'll be around. They'll be around. I think sometimes some of these teams, you know, they kind of moonwalk a little bit, but they'll
maybe they could. And you know what though, Crook, you might be right. They could do that in that shitty ass division.
I mean, yeah,
I'm saying that
there's nobody there.
Division
Once was to me the most competitive division at one point when Tua and Aaron Rodgers before he got hurt last year. I mean, there was a time where it was gonna be tough. We was definitely the odd man out, but you know, everybody's like on the same page right now, losing and nobody's stepping it up.
So let's talk about let's you know, we talked about some real good games tonight, and some of those games was matchup marquee games today. We called out a lot of marquee games today. If you heard us call about some of the game, basically the games that I basically focused on to me was marquee games.
Oh, they were good games.
Those were some good games. And
it was a decent week. It was a decent
week on the slate this week. I hate that. I'm sorry that my man Stacks is not here because he would have had some good comments and some good banter on the slate this week.
He would have disagreed on the San Fran tape that we had.
Yeah, he gonna die on that.
Shout out to Stacks. Stacks would have been all in out. Like he would have been all.
And then when he finally agreed with it, he gonna give Crook the credit, not Sean Doe.
But
I just told him, man, San Fran, they're gonna be on a decline this year.
No, I'm agreeing.
They might miss the playoffs.
Let's hold that thought and see what's going to happen the week. I think the season is still kind of early. We only early. We're on a quarter in. Teams in certain divisions has the opportunity to right the ship. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's still early.
A lot of people are chasing Pat and them. And there is teams that's out there to right the ship. There's some dangerous
Pat and them are definitely gettable because they squeaking by.
Yeah, they squeaking by.
Man.
And there's some good.
They riddled with injuries.
Yeah, and there's some dangerous teams out there. Look at the NFC right now. The NFC is like up in the air. You got the Washington. You got the Lions.
Watch out for them.
The Lions. You got Minnesota.
They got a good line, Sean.
Green Bay,
well. Yeah, the Lions. The Bears look good today. The Bears look good today.
So Carolina, the NFC do look good. The AFC, they got some work to do.
Did you guys know the Bears had the longest home winning streak in NFL? I didn't even know that.
I would have never known that.
I would have never known that. The Bears.
I would have thought any streak they had was like some type of losing streak.
I couldn't believe that. They have the longest winning home streak. Regular season.
Get out of here.
That's something to take into account, man. Next game they play.
Wow. You serious?
Really, I thought it would have been Kansas City. I thought it would have been.
Wow. So
don't forget they're going back to last year too. You know what I'm saying?
They're going back to last year, of course. They probably won the last, 3 games last year. going into
So
this
before we end the show tonight, I know we're missing one partner, and he'll be back next week, or we'll see him on Thursday night. Yeah, next week, Thursday night. So let's talk about some. There's 2 games left on the slate tonight, guys, and with these 2 games left on the slate, I'm going to ask you guys some parlays and some best bets on these next 2 games. I think since we didn't give the audience from last
week
over to give them, give them our best bets for this upcoming week that we're in week 5 now, I think we could give the opportunity to give them some good knowledge on these next 2 games. So the next 2 games that's coming up on the slate for to end week 5, we got the Cowboys going to Pittsburgh to meet the Steelers, who are 3-1, and the Cowboys are 2-2 with a shaky start. And the Pittsburgh, for some reason, where people think that the Pittsburgh Steelers would be at a shaky start themselves, looks very poised. They only lost 1 game. So, with that being said, how y'all feel about this Steelers Cowboys game? And y'all know what I feel. Don't ask me about that because you know what I'm going to say. So I'm asking Doe and I'm asking Cook. Cook, you first. How do you feel about this Cowboys game? And if you was a betting man and putting some money or some wages on this, how would you go about this?
I mean, this is a tough game as far as the side, as far as the spread is at 2.5 right now, which is a good number. You know, people expecting this game to come down to a field goal, so that's what you want. You want that -2.5. If it would have been a 3, they would have been looking at Dallas. I'm looking at this game from so many angles. It's very hard to like break this game down in terms of who would I go with the side.
Shout
Dallas
out to David Burns. Go ahead.
Dallas needs this game bad. They're 2-2. They can afford to go 2-3. Not that this, but they need to win. They need to win. I feel like they do for a win. Then you got a hot Pittsburgh team that's playing well. They playing. They rallying behind my man Fields, managing that team. They running the ball well. So it's definitely gonna be one of those grinders. So the way I'm looking at this game, I'm gonna look at the total. That's what I'm looking at tonight, man. I'm gonna take the under 44. It's 43.5 now because I think money was coming in on the under, so it went down 0.5 point. But I'm going to the window under 44. It might be 43.5. So you want to buy that 0.5 point, make it 44. But that's what I'm going with tonight. With the
I like that
game.
So I'm
gonna take the under 44 tonight.
I like that. I like that.
They're gonna run the ball. It's gonna be one of those type of games. They're gonna grind. They're gonna run.
43.5, but buy that 0.5 point up to 44. But take the under 44.
At.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that synopsis that you dropped there. Shout out to David Burns. What up, David Burns? I know you've been a long time calling with us, listener and viewer. Shout out to David Burns all the way from Cedar Hill, Texas. I'm sure he's a Cowboys fan, or maybe he's a Houston fan. We don't know. I think he let us know that last year when he used to join in on the show. He can relay that if he want to. But shout out to David Burns. He's always been jumping in. He looks and he shouts us out. So yeah, man. I like this. I like the under 44.5. I like that.
44
under 44.
It might be 43.5, but you could buy that 0.5 point.
Buy that 0.5 point. Yeah, I love that. I love that. That seems very interesting. What up, fam? What up with you, man? Marty Ma, you should jump in on here real quick next time, man. I didn't know what you was up to, but what do you think, Marty? What do you think about this this game tonight, this Cowboys Pittsburgh? How you feel about that? I know Marty's a betting man himself, so as you hear, Cook told you take it under 44, buy that 0.5 point up to 44 and take it under 44. What you think, Luther? Let us know, because I know you're a betting man yourself, my fam. Yeah, so that's a good game tonight. I don't like the Cowboys, so hopefully Justin Fields can keep it up. sorry for the more Fields win, the more you won't see what's this guy's name?
This feels like a game that the Cowboys can steal. That's why I'm like, it's just one of those games, man. You know, like how far is the Steelers gonna go with this run that they're on right now? So it's like it just feels like one of those games that the Cowboys—
real quick, Russell Wilson should have that's his name. Russell Wilson should have came to the Patriots. Real quick. If he had a choice, he probably would have did better here, and we probably would have had some numbers. But I know what it is. You know, I spoke to somebody yesterday, right? Real quick, and I hate to keep jumping now. I don't want to be all over the place. But before we move on to the next game, right, the final game of the week, which is the Monday night game. So I was speaking to somebody just yesterday, one of my daughter's friends. They had a block party around the corner from my house. And it was like, hey, what up? Man, how's the podcast going, man? I be watching every now and then. Boom, 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 boom. And he posed this question to me. He's like, so how you feel about the losses? And like, that. He was like, we all talking, a couple of guys, and some of them was like, oh, man, they need to bring Drake May. Everything that we probably would say, they were saying. And he's like, yeah, we heard your guys talking about boom, boom, boom playing, and some of y'all, you're against it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that he should be playing right now, not with the makeup. So then one of the guys next to me said, yo, not for nothing, I don't mind them losing right now, because we're gonna build something with those losses. And that's what he said.
You can never build with losses.
No,
they're gonna try to win games, obviously.
He's thinking of the picks. He's thinking the future.
No, that's cool, but you don't listen.
I know what you're saying. But that's his synopsis. He felt as though
everybody has an opinion.
What it is.
You
at
just
least
don't build with
if we end up with a bad record, we're drafting high again. That's all.
You don't. That's never a guarantee, man.
Yeah. That's
it's never a guarantee. Football. No disrespect to him. He must not know the NFL because that's never worked.
Yeah.
Never.
Football is one of the worst.
That's not gonna happen in football.
Draft sports.
Yeah,
like in all the
maybe
sports.
Basketball, maybe even baseball, but not.
They're not impactful like other sports, like those top picks. Sometimes it just doesn't pan out.
They just don't.
No, I understand that.
Look at the Jets.
I don't want to tell anybody.
Maybe he feels like maybe his thing was feeling like building the team back in the draft is what needs to be done.
No,
maybe I'm wording it wrong, and that's why he said he wasn't feeling too hurt about the losses, because maybe he's saying the team needs to be built back through the draft. That's
you could build through the draft. You could build through the draft with pick 29, pick 30, pick 50. It's just you don't want to. Like I said, I'm not going to knock anybody for their opinions. I'm just telling you, and I know this is a fact, and I know my numbers. Those pick number 1s, 2s, 3s, those don't always work. Even if you trade out of the first, even if you trade for more picks,
quarterbacks, two number one quarterbacks, the Jets, and none of them panned out.
That's not a good, and you don't want that for the culture you're building. You could even
you don't want. I wouldn't want that either. I want a team to play.
Look what's happening now. We haven't had a winning season. We had one winning season out of 5, and they talk about mutiny in the building. Even if it's overstated or over. Once you have losses, man, just bring so much other pressure. That's sponsorship, pressure from the fans, pressure from. It's not good.
I think the mutiny thing is just for them to just stir up bullshit.
But obviously, but when you leave yourself out there for that, this is what I'm saying. Losses affect you more than just inside the building. There's people that when you start losing, those sponsors go away, brother. They ain't gonna want to hang their head on no losing fucking team.
You're right.
You get what I'm saying?
I think you're right about that. Definitely.
And it's not no disrespect to homeboy. I'm just saying, man. Like if it was any basketball, even baseball. That's how the Orioles built their team, and the Houston Astros.
I think this person is a basketball fan, so maybe he's thinking from
the football. No, that don't work.
He's probably thinking from a basketball.
I mean, he doesn't have to mind the losses. He doesn't. Him personally, but the team they're gonna try to win. They're not gonna try to tank another.
And season. I get what he's saying.
They're gonna try to play, and they showing it. They're playing
too, because you do have a better chance when you have more lottery balls, obviously. But it doesn't. Football doesn't. It just doesn't.
It doesn't roll that
work
way.
like that. Just for whatever reason,
it's there's been a lot of top picks that I think they got the highest rate of top picks not panning out of any sports.
Any sport,
any sports, and that's, you got to be careful with that.
So yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Real quick, let me give you my own because you didn't ask.
Oh no, sorry. Oh, you know
let
what?
Me give you
I
my
apologize.
own.
I apologize.
Let me give you my own.
So what is your parlay? I know you're a parlay guy.
I'm on the
let me just run that over to the team and to the people watching again. Thanks for everybody who's watching on parlay with us right now here on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Shout out to you guys. Real quick, we just did a best bets for tonight's game, and Stoney's best bet was right now is it the money line or that's the money line you say?
Under 44, Pittsburgh Cowboys for the total.
For the total
points for the game, under 44.
Total points for the game, under 44. That's his prediction. That's his best bet. Now Doe's gonna give you his parlays or his best bets.
Yeah, my parlay. So I'm gonna even go because I agree with Crook. I'm gonna even go lower. I'm gonna do my total's gonna be 30. So that's gonna I'll be all total. So I got all total 30. I got CD Lamb 60 plus. Receiving yards, George Pickens 50 plus. That's a good little.
I like that.
Safe 3 parlay. 3 leg parlay for you because I don't think they're gonna score a lot in this game, man. I think under for me,
it's gonna be a grinder.
The under for me is a sure. I ain't gonna say it. No bet sure. Let me stop it. But
yeah,
I don't see them going over 44.
Okay.
Obviously, because I picked them at 30. So that's my parlay.
That's
so
good. Hey, I like that parlay too. As far as I don't know about the under 30. Who knows? Sometimes
no. It's 30, so they can get it over 30. So they gotta if they get 31 points, she'll hit. Yeah.
Oh, so it's over.
No.
But it's an alternate line, like it's an alternate. I'm sorry, it's an alternate over under, like Crook said. Okay. So I'm doing the under. I'm agreeing with that, but I'm actually doing it. So if you get basically the game could be 16-15 and you'll win that part of your leg. Okay. And it still gives you a plus odds because you're adding 2 more parts of the leg on it, which is safe, 60 and 50 yards. And I've been doing it all day. The only thing is my greedy ass is putting soccer bets with it, and that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
I'm rooting for the over tonight in this Dodgers game because that payout is crazy. I got a 50, and that's a whole nother story. But I got a 15 plus 1,500. I could cash out right now and clear myself for the weekend.
If you got any parlays, I don't care what sports it is or whatever you feel. Yes,
If we went on earlier, I would have been able to give you this parlay, but it's paying handsomely. It's a plus 1,400 parlay, but I can't. It doesn't matter because
right
now I could cash out right now and clear all my money for the whole weekend, and I've been losing all weekend. Put it that way. But I'm one of them people. I gotta see it out. You know what I mean? But
right.
That bet for the tonight should be good for you guys.
So, can you repeat that for the people?
Yeah. So it's 30 over. They gotta go over 30.
And that is the Cowboys
in Pittsburgh. 60 yards are over for CD Lamb and 50 yards are over for Pickens for Pittsburgh, who's their number 1 receiver.
Okay. Nice. So I appreciate those best bets and them parlays from you guys. They both sound intriguing. They both sounds good, like some good decisions that you guys are making. And we'll see how you guys did next week when we go over tonight's game. But we got one more game so I can get y'all parlays and bets on. So it'll be 2 games that I'll be going over with you guys next week to see how you did. The next game we'll be talking about tomorrow night's game will be a big game. I think it's a marquee game of the week. It's the Chiefs Saints, and that might be a shootout. What do you guys think about that? And if you have any parlays and best bets on it, please come forward and drop that gem for the people out there.
You could start, Shiz. You could go.
Go ahead, Shiz. So, do you got anything parlays or best bets on this?
I'm
Saints game?
gonna give basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you an anytime scorer. You can mix that in with it. Alvin Kamara, he's minus 110. Basically, it's even. But if you add that with Patrick Mahomes, I think he'll go for 225. That's minus 175. And I think Derek Carr, even though I don't think he's a,
plus 175. Plus
175. I'm sorry. And Derek Carr, 200 plus yards receiving. Because I think, like you said, a shootout. To be fair though, so it's Kamara to score a touchdown, 200 plus yards for Derek Carr, and 225 for Patrick Mahomes. But the reason why I'm doing that, and I'm not going with the total, because it's in a weird place, because like Crook said earlier, Kansas City's missing their weapons. New Orleans kind of slowed down with their offense the last couple of weeks. But then again, Beans, like you said, they could go bananas in this game also.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm just gonna go with the passing yards and the Kamara for the
anytime
to score a touchdown, anytime touchdown.
That's a nice parlay, man. That's a nice parlay. I don't know about Derek Carr maybe Derek Carr can get over 200 yards. I see it, especially that I know that it's going to be a shootout.
I'm thinking dump off passes to Kamara.
Both of them can go over two. I can see Pat over 225, obviously, and Derek Carr over 200. That's a good one.
Because it's safe. It's safe.
Yeah, that's safe.
Plus money on it.
Yeah. That's safe. That's safe. So, thanks for that parlay. This is parlay with us, people. We just dropped y'all a parlay gem, and now we're about to drop y'all a best bet gem. So this is the best bets gem from parlay with us. Stony Crook, you're up.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty simple. You got a banged up Chiefs team, losing 2 offensive weapons, especially an important piece of that team, which is Pacheco, and their stud wide receiver, Rice. Mm-hmm. You got a Saints team that they defense is pretty good. They got a good secondary. They got a good defense.
They play fast.
So they getting 5.5 points, and I like that. I'll take those points because I think it's going to be a tight game. Holmes is limited, so I think he's going to struggle a little bit. He's going to have to get creative because he's missing his 2 key guys. So I think this game is going to be a lot closer than 6 points, which would be they would have to beat the Saints by 6 points to cover. But I'm taking the 5.5 with the Saints. I think this game is going to be a field goal game. It's going to be tight throughout, and whatever team wins is not going to be if the Chiefs win, it's not going to be more than 5 points. They're gonna squeak this game out. So I'm taking the Saints plus 5.5 for my best bet.
Nice. That's interesting too, man. See, you guys are what I call maestros with this betting and how y'all see it and how y'all put it together. I kind of like, I love to hear the thinking of how Doe puts his parlays together and how you gauge your best bets, Cook. Then I like that. We're not always all on the same page. Like, not everybody's like, yeah. I can say intriguing bets. Like, I've been in, some of the bets that you might say, Cook, I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But, this week, both of y'all, to me, sound on point with y'all parlays and y'all best bets.
The good thing is I can speak for Crook, too, as a gambler. They just want when you give someone advice, they want to give you the reason why you can do it. Like instead of just saying
that's what I mean.
200, 225, 30, okay, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm
they want to hear your
reason
why you do it.
Exactly.
And you give them you simplify it as best you can.
And a lot of shows don't do that.
Numbers,
Crook, a lot of shows don't do that, bro.
Perfect way to say that. Simplify it so like you don't have to go too deep and long into the reason why.
Because some of these guys that's listening, they might have their play. So sometimes you may have a play on the game, but you want to listen to other people's play, and sometimes you try to match it up, and then you come down to a decision. Because I might like a certain aspect of a game, and he may like the same one, so it may
Right.
confirm it to him, like, yo,
Right.
it confirms what I like because he likes it and this guy likes it. So a lot of time, a lot of these bettors, they'll make a decision based on that. But sometimes you got to fade somebody. You might have to fade what I like. I might like, for example, I like the Saints plus 5.5, and he may like Kansas City minus 5.5. So he might look at it and say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna have to just, go with my gut and go with my decision.
Right. But
When
you
some
should give
people
them a
may
reason,
change
though,
their mind.
you know?
Some people may
Right.
change their mind, but
Right.
you just like to hear other people's opinions.
Right. Right.
To gauge it, to gauge what
Yeah, to gauge it. And I like that the way that you guys give that, give these gems out to the, to the people out there. Like you said, we do put the disclaimer. This is
But
not
it's research too, man. It's hard work, man. Like,
that's
I
what I'm
just don't
saying. This
sit
is,
there and just come up with shit in the air. Like,
that's
I
what I'm
really
saying.
study this stuff.
Right. We're not telling you we work for FanDuel or anybody like that, but we do our research and we love the game. We watch the games. Like you said, I don't even have the red zone, the zone or whatever. So you're paying that, you bet. So you need that.
Yeah, I got the red zone. I got the tablet going with the baseball game.
Right,
I'm actually,
you need that, so because you have to be on top of these games. Same thing with Crook's always on top of these games.
People ask me on my
y'all
job,
put y'all money in it, and before y'all put y'all money in, y'all got to do the research. You
people
don't
ask me on my job, they give me picks all the
Yeah.
time, and I don't charge people for my pick, and I'm not saying I'm a professional handicapper, but listen, I win more than I lose, and that's just
before
what it
you
is.
know it, when this thing gets masterful, as I might say, when we master the craft of what we doing right here on Parlay with us, before you know it, man, people will have to on a separate side of things say, hey,
shit, I might have to buy that second house.
They might have to email you guys in on a separate and you charge a dividend for that advice. So I just want to back that up and let you know that just because right now we're not certified official because we're not stamped just yet, and we will be. But when that time do come, you guys will be compensated for the advice that we drop. Right now, we dropping gems because we love the sport, and we want everybody to come up the same way that you're putting out there, right? I got guys that watch this show and they say, "Oh man, sometimes I watch your boy Doe be giving some good soccer parlays, and your boy Cook be on it with his bet, with this." Do some dudes know about buying up and buying a half a point and doing this and doing. They just
People don't even know you can bet on corner kicks in soccer.
There you go.
They don't know
Stuff like that. So
yeah.
I appreciate the gems that you guys drop on the betting tip with Parlay with us. This is Parlay with us. We do two types of parlay. We parlay on bets and we parlay with each other. The word has two meanings if people don't know it. So that's why we call it Parlay with us. So with that being said, it was a great show. We will see each other on Thursday night, though. If you are able to jump in, I know you're scheduling.
When I can.
When you can. You're scheduling just to let the people know, not fans. No fans, but to let the people know, the subscribers and the followers know. Hey, where's Doe at? We don't see Doe on Thursdays. Doe have prior engagements. That's why Doe sometimes can jump in and sometimes he can't. And sometimes we got prior engagements.
But Sundays you always gonna see.
I got it. So sometimes, like this Thursday, none of us can make it because of the prior engagements that we had rolling. So with that being said, we brought y'all a nice show today. We did about an hour and going on 14 minutes. And with that being said, I'll see y'all guys next week.
Be safe, Stacks.
God to make moves, Doobie don't snooze, it's on your back, cause they hate you, dog break through, son get through.